That's what happens if you mess around with these things.
In the eerie world of Chernobyl, the fallout wasn't just radioactive, it was otherworldly as well.
Yep.
From creatures that have recently emerged to mutated beings unlike anything anyone has ever seen. Hang on to see what decades of radiation have done in this abandoned land that shocked the whole world. What began as a chilling find inside an old forgotten shed turned into something straight out of a nightmare. A horde of small, black, slimy, blob-like creatures were spotted across the floor. But the strangest thing was the fact they also seemed to merge and clump together, as if coming together to form a single, larger creature. Now, was this bizarre species a hive mind organism, or maybe a cryptid lurking in plain sight? Or could this have been the result of an experiment gone horribly wrong? Mysterious creature. When a curious individual heard strange noises coming from an abandoned well, he decided to investigate it. Little did he know that a chilling sight awaited him inside the dark depths of the well. Multiple fish-like creatures could be seen with their shiny, slimy bodies and mouth lined with razor-sharp teeth. And if that was not scary enough, they had huge yellow eyes on top of all this as well. What were these creatures? 'Cause they sure weren't your regular fish. And what were they doing in that well? Trying to swim away from something even scarier? Strange tree creature. On November 11th, 2024, a baffling video surfaced online capturing the unsettling moment when a lone hiker stumbled upon a strange creature perched on a tree deep within the woods. With its eerie pale yellow skin marked by black blob-like dots all over its head, the creature's appearance raised more questions than answers. And frankly, those dots looked more like eyes. Adding to that, there were also tentacles protruding out from its lower half. It seemed to be squid-like, but not quite. This was definitely some far more alien existing outside the realm of Earth's known biology. What do you think it is? Strange discovery.
That's 4 times your home vacuum cleaner.
The video begins with a man holding a strange eel-like creature whose creepy head seemed to be stuck on the wall, and the thing would not budge. After some trying, the creature finally let go, and its creepy face came on full display. Its mouth was dotted with weird, sucking tentacles. It was an unsettling sight, to say the least. Turns out it was a lamprey. But how did this thing end up stuck in this position? Now that was a puzzling question.
There's its teeth. That tongue just cuts right into you.
Peculiar beach. Find
So one thing like that.
Beachgoers stumbled upon a strange rock covered in something so bizarre that it didn't make any sense. Small circular protrusions that themselves were pebbled covered the entirety of the rock, and upon touching, they retracted inward. Seemed like these things were not fond of being touched. Now the theories around this find ranged from plausible to downright bizarre, like it could be a marine creature, or maybe a cryptid, camouflaged as a rock. Alien limb spotted. The video begins with a man holding something strange, but an even stranger thing happened when he brought it closer to a small opening. Out came a small arm, dark in color and bubbled skin and hairy. It was clear this creature wanted whatever he had in his hand. He tried desperately to get it, so much so he even brought out both arms in action. Unfortunately, whatever that creature was, it failed to get it. But the video managed to spark a ton of speculation, as everyone tried to figure out what this thing was. Emerging from abyss. Ever came across a thick sludge beside a river stream, and you dismissed it as nothing serious, but then it started moving? Scary, right? Turns out this ominous sludge was in fact a shadowy black sludge, with its glistening surface as it inches forward, covered in total mystery. No one knows what this thing was. A mere anomaly of nature, or a cryptid lurking in the dark? Whatever it was, one thing was certain. This black slug raised more questions than answers. Aquidauana river creature. A fisherman was having a regular fishing like any other when he was left stunned after encountering a bizarre creature in the river's lower reaches. Described as having the head of an alligator and the body of a fish, this strange being defied all natural classification. While the fisherman initially caught sight of it, the creature vanished before anyone could get another good look. I'm guessing it was not ready to come out to the world just yet. Now this could be an elusive cryptid hiding in the dark, or it could be an undiscovered species. Take your pick. Bizarre fish found. Marine life comes in all shapes and sizes. Each one is stranger than the next. Much like this next one. While it looked like a fish, it was not quite. At first glance, it looked like a fish stuck in the corner of a pond, but a closer look revealed it seemed to be a fish-mouse hybrid, with a bloated body, a tail like no other, and ears positioned on top of its head. Safe to say, this creature left everyone baffled. Some believed it was the result of a scientific experiment gone wrong, while others claimed this hybrid might be something else entirely. Bizarre natural event aftermath. After a devastating deluge flooded parts of Texas, an eerie and unexplained phenomenon occurred. Thousands of worms formed strange clumps and lined up perfectly along the center of the road. The footage captured showed these wriggling creatures in an almost unnatural pattern. Was this just a freak accident of nature, or could there be something more to this strange occurrence? Tell us what you think down below in the comment section. Creepy encounter. This man was moving through an extremely old vent when he stumbled upon a terrifying sight and had to turn around. There, in the middle of building a web, was a strange spider-like creature. Its sheer size and presence left the man in quite a shock. Good for him that he turned around and got out of there, cause as it turns out, the whole house was filled with these creepy creatures. Were these creatures naturally this big, or was something ominous at play here? Unfortunately, this question still remains unanswered, but maybe you can take a crack at it. Pine squid. What if I tell you that creature that had long been dismissed as a case of legend might be making its resurgence in North America? A chilling encounter left a bunch of explorers baffled when they came across a strange black squid-like creature stuck on a tree in the middle of the woods, its tentacles writhing as if alive, with its slimy, inky appearance creating quite a haunting aura. People believed it was the North American pine squid surfacing once again. Known for its ability to cling to trees and mimic its surroundings, this creature was thought to be lost to time, but now it was here, and might I add thriving as well. Unsettling discovery. Deep within a grimy, mud-filled pipe of some sort, an unsettling discovery was made by an avid explorer. Two peculiar, grayish-black blobs pulsating rhythmically in the murky liquid as if they had a life of their own. However, their eerie movement hinted at something unnatural lurking beneath the surface. While these things looked quite like alien organisms, there were some who claimed they were just unknown life forms, or maybe even products of pollution. What do you think? Desert horror. You may have seen centipedes before, but ever seen a centipede that was a giant and terrifying? Well, here you go. An 8-foot-long centipede had been spotted just casually slithering through the sands. Now its massive size and strange movements was bound to give rise to a ton of rumors and speculation. Cryptid enthusiasts believe it was new species, while others claimed it was a creature born from unknown species. Unfortunately, the mystery continues. Mysterious goblin-like creature. After hearing a strange noise coming outside from his backyard in the middle of the night, this homeowner stepped outside to take a look. Armed with only a flashlight, he looked around and then froze in shock. Beside his clay pots, there was a small goblin-like creature moving about as if in search of something. Its dark skin shone under the flashlight. While it had limbs proportionate to its body, its head was a bit small though, which made it even more strange. The question is, had this creature been living right under their noses this entire time, or was something even stranger at play here? Monstrous aviator. In a startling classification that defied all logic and explanation, witnesses claimed to encounter a bird-like creature in an abandoned building while wandering out and about. Now the crazy part? While it had the body of a bird, its head looked like that of a monkey, and adding to that bizarre image were horns sprouting from its head, along with weird tentacle-like appendages coming out the top as well that seemed to have a life of their own. Safe to say, all these features seem to be designed for a creature more sinister than a mere bird. Now the question was, what could this creature be? A product of nature or something else entirely? Swamp creature of Australia. Deep in the Australian swamps, a strange and unsettling creature had been spotted poking its head, or what could be called a head, poking out from the murky water, with what could only be described as a hollow face with a weird, tree-like structure. This creature definitely took the cake in being one of the strangest swamp creatures ever. It emerged only for a moment before retreating back into the depths of the swamp. The internet went wild with theories, with some claiming it as something supernatural haunting these swamps, while others believed it was a mutated organism, though no one knows the true identity of this swamp dweller. Giant spider stuns family. In a spine-chilling moment that left a family in China shocked when they discovered that an abnormally large spider had made its way into their home. Yep, there it was. The giant thing was on the wall, motionless. Didn't move an inch. This terrifying encounter sent shockwaves through the local community, sparking concern and curiosity about these mysterious creatures. What was behind the appearance of these giant monstrous beings? More importantly, how come they got so big? Was it the word of secret experimentation? Unsettling desert bird. Desert had always been full of strange, mysterious creatures, and the Chernobyl desert is at the top of the list when these guys came across a bird unlike anything they had seen before. While its body resembled that of a bird, its head was distinctly reptilian, along with a sharp demeanor and an aggressive manner. The guy had caught it with its wings, and it was clear the bird didn't like that move. Its reptilian traits and violent reactions left many wondering if there was more to this creature than what meets the eye. Was this the result of genetic mutation, or something else entirely? And what other hidden anomalies was Chernobyl hiding? Unbelievable creature spotted. Some things defy all logic and reason, leaving us question the very nature of reality. What you are about to witness is one of those mind-bending encounters. This guy found a black, lifeless substance stuck on the windowsill. Taking the matter into his own hands, he got a closer look and realized the thing was alive. Yep, moving, shifting, and pulsating right before his eyes. It appears even something that appears to be muck ends up being something truly haunting. What could this thing possibly be? Tell us down below. Mystifying Florida encounter. At first glance, this peculiar creature merging out of the water and going straight for the pipe might look like stuff from a sci-fi movie, but that wasn't the case now, was it? Dark gray-black in appearance, It looked like the creature had strange appendages, which it used to reach out and drink water. But before jumping to any conclusions, people claimed it was a manatee, Florida's most beloved yet often misunderstood creatures. And turns out those strange finger appendages are actually their unique and strange mustache. So, was this really a manatee then? Or do you think it could be something else? Shocking red entity. The video begins with a man holding a strange red thing in the palm of his hand, when suddenly it starts to move, and something shocking happens. Out came a white worm-like creature, and not just any kind. As soon as it came out, it spread out all over the man's wrist, as if it was some kind of a parasite. This chilling encounter left many wondering about the nature of this creature. Was it really a parasitic organism, or was there something more sinister at play here? Insane plasmodium pulsing. Ever wondered what it's like to witness one of nature's most bizarre life forms in action? In this mind-blowing footage, we dive deep into the fascinating world of slime molds and their insane plasmodial pulsing. This single-celled organism, one of the strangest creatures on Earth, pulsed and shifted in mesmerizing patterns, all thanks to the phenomenon known as cytoplasmic streaming. But what exactly was happening beneath the surface? How did this creature, without a brain, seem to think its way through its environment? Now that was one of the most stunning, as well as quite an unsettling display ever, right? Strange river mystery. While walking along the beach, the man was enjoying his chill evening when he stumbled upon the strangest sight of his life. Strange black seaweed-like masses had washed ashore, and they were quite a lot of it. Curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to feel, and I'm guessing collecting a few to take home or something. Now some believed it was bull kelp, a common marine plant known for its dark, wiry appearance. However, there were a few who claimed something else was at play here. Mystery sewer creature. A sewer worker in Tempe was hard at work, thinking it would just be an ordinary day. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, as he felt something move in the dirty water. Curious, he decided to get it out, and there it was. A massive, slug-like creature came out from the depths of the city's underground. Unlike anything seen before, this slimy, enormous entity defied all explanation, especially with those haunting tentacles and protrusions all over its surface. Could this be just a sewer slug who had gotten unnaturally big, or was it something bizarre mutated by its environment? Strange, alien-like creature. A truly unsettling sight was caught on camera, and the police force was quick to arrive at the scene. An alien-like creature with textured orange skin, seemingly bunched together, moving in unison, as if trying desperately to rise. By the looks of it, this strange being shocked the locals, and they called up the police, and they closed off the entire area. What was this creature? No one knows yet, and the officials haven't come out with any statement yet. No surprise there, right? Bizarre muddy wall discovery. While digging through a muddy wall, for what purpose we got no clue, but the sight that greeted them knocked the wind out of them. The only way we can explain it even a little is that it seemed like a ton of muddy turtle-like things stacked on top of each other, caked in dirt and perfectly stacked. They formed what appeared to be a wall itself. Was this some sort of defense mechanism? Or was something sinister at play here? The truth still remains a secret. Three-eyed mystery. A jaw-dropping video began circulating online of a man holding one of the tiniest lizards in his fingers. However, that tiny thing was not quite like a lizard though. With 3 glaring eyes and a strange, almost alien-like mouth, this little enigma had successfully sparked a ton of curiosity and speculation. A genetic mutation, or a never-before-seen hybrid species. Whatever the case, it was creepy no less, no matter how tiny it was. Door-dangling enigma. What would you do if you found slime stuck on a door, but then you see a slimy creature dangling from that slime? Well, this was what happened. This bizarre, translucent, goo-like being was barely hanging on, as it moved and writhed. Its body seemed to be in the shape of a swirl as it swayed gently. Now, some believed it to be an exotic larva of some kind, while others claimed it could just be nature's weird sense of humor. Well, whatever it was, the sight was as haunting as it was mesmerizing. Curious case of purple.
Not much in there. There's like a tiny slither.
While strolling across the beach one fine afternoon, this man came across a weird, round object colored purple. However, as soon as he picked it up, he realized it was something else entirely. It was covered in tiny hair follicles. Frankly, it was a pretty sight, as well as a little terrifying. What was this thing? Perhaps a newly discovered organism? An alien life form? Or something straight out of a science fiction world? You tell us.
Tastes pretty good, though. Tastes pretty good.
Sinister venom symbiote.
Thing like that. So you don't know it.
The Sin City has seen its fair share of dazzling lights and larger-than-life spectacles, but I'm pretty sure nothing like this. A jet-black creature on the side of the road. Its texture and appearance eerily similar to the infamous Venom symbiote from the comic book lore. Slithering and shifting, it seemed almost alive, as if pulsating with an unnatural energy. Whether it was a creature born from scientific experimentation or something extraterrestrial making its debut in the desert, the creature left everyone buzzing with theories.
So one thing like that.
Lizard-like creature. A bunch of explorers were hiking when they came across something slithering on the ground. One curious guy picked it up and realized it was a lizard, but not quite like a regular one. This one seemed to have the body of a lizard, but with an unnaturally long neck, much like a snake, accompanied by a really long tail. One by one, they all picked it up and took photos and videos of this strange creature. I mean, it's not every day you find such creatures, right? A more rational explanation would suggest it was an unknown species. But then again, there was also a possibility of it being a rare hybrid. What do you think? Strange backyard creature. A homeowner stumbled upon the strangest creature of his lifetime, and that too in his backyard, hidden in the cover of the fallen leaves. Its dark textured skin and thin frame being the distinctive feature. What was even more unsettling was its erratic behavior. It kept flipping over, revealing a stark contrast between a white underside and its darker top. As usual, the footage raised more questions than answers, with everyone coming up with a theory of their own, running from it being a rare cryptid or an unknown species. Alien encounter in lab. Captured within the confines of a sterile laboratory, this footage revealed something straight out of a sci-fi nightmare. A humanoid with textured, almost organic skin stood motionless. However, its surface was dotted with black, blob-like formations that pulsated, mysteriously opening and closing as if alive. Now some believe this was the breakthrough proof of the extraterrestrial life we have all been waiting for, while others claimed it to be a product of secret experiments. Sadly, the mystery still remains around this extraordinary find. Bizarre discovery on rock. While collecting unique stones, this guy came across the weirdest thing he had ever seen. A slimy, green creature with a slit-like opening and the entire surface embedded with pebbled-like structure of various shapes and colors. But that wasn't the most unsettling detail about it yet. He thought the thing was lifeless, so he touched it, of course, and got the shock of a lifetime, because the thing moved and seemed to secrete some sort of a liquid. A defense mechanism, perhaps? Now this could be an unknown marine organism, or better yet, it could be something else entirely. Puzzling black rock. Now this next clip will have you believe that sometimes even a seemingly harmless thing, like this black rock, could be hiding a haunting secret inside. While it wasn't clear whether this black textured thing was a ball or a rock, one thing became clear. It was alive, because out came a white snake-like creature, which suggested it could be a shell then. And as soon as the creature came out, it went back mere seconds later. This strange behavior gave rise to a ton of speculation now. Could it be an alien encounter? Or maybe a natural oddity we simply don't understand yet? Mutant creature found. In a discovery that had stunned both scientists and locals alike, a strange mutant creature was found in an abandoned army site. It was a mutant turtle whose features deviated significantly from the turtles we know in general. Firstly, its shell seemed to be placed sideways, and if that wasn't strange enough, it had spiky limbs, and the same spikes covered the top of its head. People wondered if this could have been the result of environmental contamination, which is highly likely. It could be something far sinister as well, right? Spider-legged chicken spotted. In a sight straight out of a surreal nightmare, a white chicken-like creature was spotted in a garden. But it was no chicken now, was it? It had legs like that of a spider. Yep, and it was trying its hardest to get some low-hanging fruit from a tree, which suggests it was much bigger than regular chickens. Now, how did it get so big and ended up with those strange legs? That was the million-dollar question. A freak of nature or a product of genetic mutation? Why don't you guys tell me down below in the comment section? Strange black blob discovered. Back in 2023, on 4th of July, as evident from the page on the ground, a man was collecting weird things when he stumbled upon something quite strange. Initially, it looked like a black rock, but as it turns out, the thing was moving. It was a black blob of some kind with weird spikes over its surface. Good thing the guy had his hand covered, because if it were me, you couldn't have paid me to touch it with my bare hand. So the man picked it up and proceeded to put it in his bag. The video had sparked a whirlwind of theories, questioning whether this was nature's anomaly or something beyond human comprehension. Weird creature on beach. A couple was taking a romantic stroll on the beach when their day took a rather unexpected turn as they discovered this washed up on the shore. A greenish-black creature which appeared to be motionless at first, but as the woman dared to touch it with her foot, the thing began to move. So, it was alive then. But what was this strange creature? No one knows. And how did it end up on the beach of all places? All the questions and no answers. Monster leech in action. Prepare yourself for one of the most bizarre spectacles of nature. A game of the survival of the fittest between a monster leech and a worm. Who would win? Let's see. The footage begins with a red leech circling around and over a purplish worm. And while the worm lay silent and unmoving, the leech snatched its chance, and bam! It began to devour the wormhole. Yep, just like how an anaconda does. Now, was this a rare instance of nature at its most savage? Or could there be something sinister lurking beneath the surface of the animal kingdom that we were unaware of? What do you think? Now here is the subscriber's pick of the day. A chilling discovery in an abandoned well had left everyone in shock and baffled. A strange spider-like creature but with multiple limbs, unlike anything most people have ever seen before, sat there, writhing and moving. The creature's bizarre appearance sparked intense curiosity, with many wondering if it was an undiscovered species or something far more unsettling. What could it be? Possibly a result of a freak mutation, or it could be the product of something darker, lurking in these depths.